Hey, Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Good day. We're going to talk to you a little bit about all things that we need to be responsible for. This is a list of them down here, from spiritual to relationships to business to wealth, health, all things. So that's quite a list. A lot of people say it's just too much, but we're here on this earth to challenge us in areas that we would not normally be challenged in. So hang on, we can do better. And there are primary areas to work on, and I think secondary areas that are key. The most important is our spiritual eternal. Wealth and health might be the top ones, but our relationships with others are going to be stronger connected with that, and everything else will come if these things are connected with this. So that's shorted. Now let's go to a couple videos and talk about them. Now, of course, the spiritual. Here, it's about Christ and centering your life on Christ. Wherever he taught, wherever he went, he changed many things. They called him a master, teacher, etc., etc. He is always there, for the good and the bad. Now let's go to Grant Cardone. This is an interesting little clip here. Guy shows up in his Lamborghini. He says, "What are you doing? You're mismanaging your money."
With my money. I'm just saying. Like, you got to be disciplined with money. If you cheat on your money, it will cheat on you. You ignore your money, it will ignore you. If you don't take care of it, it won't take care of you. How many believe this? Okay, rich people, as much as you might not like them, yeah, their kids got drug problems, their marriage is falling apart, but people that accumulate a lot of money paid attention to the money. At least they did that part. Unfortunately, they didn't figure out the marriage, they didn't figure out the kids, but that's got nothing to do with money. That's because they didn't take the time to figure out the other gains too.
And there are a lot of games. Now he talks about putting 40% to the IRS, 40% to you, and living on the 20%. Then in LDS terms, it's a little different. Maybe 40% the IRS or less, but more than likely this is only 30% going to you, 10 or more percent, 10 to 50% is going to go to the church. And you got to live on the 20%. So there you are. That's a different break for the Latter-day Saints. Now let's go back to this picture. All things in this life are to challenge you and see what you are willing to do with it. Your health, your wealth, your legacy. We don't even think about that in most terms. Community, political, law of us don't get involved in that. Political or leadership, law of us don't get into that. Money and ties, a lot of us don't. Careers and education, that's a big push. Investments, a lot of people don't get into that. Social, moral, a lot of people don't get into the moral. Relationships, a lot of that work needs to be done. God, spiritual, a lot of people miss out on that. Physical weight, energy, strength, there's a lot of hype in that area. Service and helping, time and eternity, godliness and righteousness, a lot of people never get into that. Priesthood, power, and covenants, a lot of people never touch that. So there's a lot of areas that people consider secondary or not important, and they don't even get into it. But our health, our wealth, our in spiritual relationships with our God, our relationships with one another, will affect all things in time. This is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. There's so much more to this. Part of this is who we are and what we want to become. This godliness and righteousness is where we're going to go if we're smart. And it will affect all things depending on what type of being we become. Again, this is Roger Martin from Billings, Montana, hoping you'll look at things a little differently than maybe you do. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.